Hey everybody. Welcome back to Fussy Cut Crafts. I'm Adrian. This is Shakes. I think he's trying to get him in my lap, but for some reason there's some sort of mental glitch, I guess. I don't know what he's waiting on. Um, I hope everybody had a good week. I have been just trying to stay warm. I was not after having my first official hot flash at the beginning of October. I was not anticipating feeling as cold as I've felt um, this past week as the temperature really changed, especially last night. I was so cold last night that I could not I could not go to sleep. And I tried, like, being an adult and going to bed at what time was it? Probably like maybe 11:30 or something like that, and I just could not. I was so cold I couldn't sleep. I actually had to go and turn the heat up so that it would come on, and I had to put on an extra blanket, which is something that I don't know has happened anytime recently. Um, but I don't know what the weather is like where you guys are, but yeah, it's this weird time of year in St. Louis anyway where I mean, technically it's still fall, but it we kind of go back and forth between sometimes feeling a summer adjacent, feeling like winter, and actually feeling like fall. So, as usual, I will adjust. Um, on the upside, since we ran our clocks back last weekend, I've been waking up early, been waking up super early and getting stuff done. Kinda. In some instances. Um, One of the things I've gotten done is collecting all my, I think these are all the November magazines I'm going to get. So let's go ahead and do a quick flip through and harvest. And I'm just going to go through quickly, take a first pass, and take out anything that looks interesting right away. Um, so I've got GQ, Elle, Vogue, Town and Country, and Harper's Bazaar. Let's go ahead and start with the GQ because I'm not sure what I'm gonna get out of here. Um, I mean, this doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't help that I don't know who's on the cover. He's some basketball player, but I don't pay any attention to basketball. And yeah, you need to be way more famous than Shy Gilgis Alexander um for it to get through my like general wrestling and entertainment fog and know who you are. Um so it's been just kind of a quiet week. Um I do like that watch, but well, I might as well go ahead and take it out. That's fine. It'd be pretty easy to cut out since it's so big. Um Warmth was never about the outside. I don't know about that. Sure, that's some kind of athlete. I don't know. That's Lenny Kravitz. I'll go ahead and take him out. Hope everyone is doing well and enjoying your November. Um, it is crazy to me, and I've heard a lot of other people say this. I love. Oh man, come on. Okay, I love pictures of people with glasses or shades. I think going to have to err on the side of this dude because this is an ad, so I will probably get that in at least one other magazine. Um, I cannot believe that we are already at November. I mean, it is now less than 2 months until 2026, which is just insane to me. Um, and I'm guessing it's probably like that for you guys too. I think, and of course, I'm not the first person to say this. The pandemic really just messed completely messed up our sense of time. Um, and it's just this weird thing where it seems like time is going by unreasonably fast and also really, really slow, sometimes at the same time, which does not make any sense. One of the things I really do like about GQ is the really weird topography they use. One of the bad things about the really weird topography they use is that sometimes it is very hard, for me at least, to tell what it's supposed to say. Now, in this case, after looking at it for a few seconds, I can tell that this is NBA. The NBA enters its SOA. Shit out of luck. Is that what it says? Or is it S? Oh, SGA. It's this, it's his initials. Okay. Okay. Era. All right. See, difficult. That's a E, I guess. Um, that's the one thing about like crazy uh topography. It's just really difficult for me at least to tell what's supposed to be said. Um, I wish he weren't going across the page like that. I would take that out if I was heading into my 50th birthday instead of heading into my 51st birthday. Um, let's see. Not super impressed by any of these pictures except this guy I like. Oh, what else? But I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Cher? Yeah, that's her. Um, who is George Cortina? Oh, he's a stylist. All right, sir. Um, wow, this is just not doing much for me at all, which I knew was a possibility. See, I mean, this is a cool looking page. Taylor Courtship with Taylor Fritz and Morgan Riddle. I don't know who either of these people are. Um, I think this could be used as a background. I guess, yeah, somebody's a tennis player, but I don't know which of these people is the tennis player. He kind of looks like a Jonas. He looks like that one Jonas that was married to uh Sophie, the lady on. Yeah, he looks like the Jonas from. He looks like the Jonas who was married to the lady from Game of Thrones. Uh wow, this is just a real bust of a magazine. I'm gonna do a video sometime later this week showing you guys how to use up every single page in your magazines if you want, as opposed to just dumping them in the recycling or handing them off to somebody else. Um, and that would be a good one because I think I pretty much got everything out of there that I want to use. So let's move on to the Elle. I did flip through this on my own a little bit. Um, I like that bracelet, but I don't feel like again that'll be easy enough to cut out. So I guess I'll just do this, and there's just enough space that I might be able to cut out the bracelet and also cut this dude out. If not, again, both of those are ads, so they will probably show up someplace else. I like both of these for background pages. I might start another glue book, just a basic, nothing fancy. I also like their Rolex. I guess I'll take my chances and assume that I'll get that Rolex in another ad because I would rather have this background and this adorable cat. I have been trying to figure out. I like all those. Those will be relatively easy to cut out. How to really just organize my stuff. Because every time every time. I like the words next step there, and I kind of don't mind this giant leg and that tiny lady. Every time I like all of that. That's the lady in her own time. I like that. Yeah, I can take all of that. Every time I do a harvest, of course, the problem is I then have to decide where to put all the full pages, all the fussy cuts. And what I have realized even more than ever, kind of like her. Not sure what I'd do with her now. I'll leave that for now. Wow, I don't know what that is, but I like it. Okay, so cutting things out, doing a harvest, doing a magazine harvest. I'm starting to get to the point where the full pages, the fussy cuts, the scraps, all of it is starting to get to be a little bit too much. So it's this weird thing where I'm trying to get rid of the full magazines. That means doing a harvest. I like the word wellness. I could cut the box out, maybe even the hands and that. So I'm trying to get rid of the full magazines. That means doing a harvest. And then that means doing stuff with the full pages and the fussy cuts and the squares and whatever else I take from it. And I am just quickly running out of room. Actually, I am out of room to the point where, and I realize now because I was looking in actually my coat closet, because I had a bag in there that I thought was full of stuff I was going to take to Goodwill or some other thrift store. Turns out it's full of pages that I had harvested from magazines, but left inside of one of the magazines that I hadn't quite finished harvesting yet. And I think I've got that stuff like all around the house, guys, which is not ideal. Just stacks of pages and whatever everywhere. I like all of that. I like the status symbol. I'm not going to be able to get that stuff, but I can get that. We'll see. So I need to figure out how to really get a handle on the stuff, because the stuff is getting overwhelming. And I say that as somebody who has done quite a bit of shopping lately and has made it worse for herself, because I now have even more stuff to try to organize. I've been buying books. I told you I had a goal of finding pictures of old-timey Black people, and so I've done that. I think I can leave that for now. Leave that. I do like the words intelligent design, but I can leave that for now. I like that swoop of gray hair. I'll leave that. Leave that. So I just need to figure out really how to. I'll probably take those words and that. I feel like doing that right now. And I think just none of this is going to come with me, because the no eyebrow thing or the dyed eyebrow thing, I just don't get it. Faces look kind of creepy like that, I think. With the exception of Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg can have no eyebrows for as long as she wants, because it's already been a long time of her with no eyebrows, basically the whole time she's been famous, as far as I can remember. So we are used to seeing her with no eyebrows. I do kind of like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but at least the no eyebrow issue is kind of covered up there. I really like this. I wish this was like a fold out or something so that I could have the whole image, but I'm going to take that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And I guess I could also take this as like a background. Oh, and that reminds me of what I was saying. I'm thinking of starting a new glue book where I don't do anything super fancy in it. I like that. And I can use this as a background too. Just put down, I like her, background images, squares, fussy cuts on top, whatever. And not do a lot of, more experimental stuff. Boy, I'm just not in favor of a clown, even Ronald McDonald, a fake Ronald McDonald. I like her face. I like that. I'm not sure what's happening there. Let's see, can I get those words? I can get True Muse and cut that out. So that's good. Do I want to take, I'll just go ahead and take her. I like that and this. But this is my month and my birthstone, which I'm actually not really a fan of because it's just this kind of strong pea colored yellowy orange. So I don't know if I'll cut that out or not. I think I might rather have her. So I'll take those out. But yeah, just a kind of back to basics glue book I'm thinking of starting. Matthew McConaughey. That picture's so dark though. I don't know why they use that. Okay, so that's the Elle. And now we'll go to the Vogue. I know for sure I did go through this one on my own. But I've already forgotten everything that's in it except for Elle Beverage. I think that's how you say your name. What's this going on in here? Okay, here's this again. I've seen this in a million magazines over the past couple of months already. I kind of like how messy she looks. I think I'll take her. These are always classics. I've got plenty of those though, so I don't feel like I need to cut them out right now. How do you guys store your stuff? Where are you keeping your magazines? Where are you keeping your books? Your fussy cuts, your full pages. There's a lot going on here. I think I can get this the watch and most of her. And I think that will look good on like a super colorful background of some sort. So I'll take that. That would be good as a background, but I don't feel like dealing with her right now. So much of Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Here's this again. Oh, and now here's this. Might as well take those. Yeah, I'm starting to get, well, it's kind of incorrect to say I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed. I've been overwhelmed. And like I said, I have not stopped buying things. So this is 99.9% my, a self-inflicted wound. I don't know what it is about that watch. It's just not catching my attention the way watches usually do. And neither is that shade lady. Yeah. I hope you guys aren't. Yeah, it actually looks really good in the camera, but looking directly at it, I'm getting a lot of glare. There's this lady again. I like that, so I'll take it from that. I like that little bracelet. I do like to cut out a jewel and pretend it's use it to replace eyes. Speaking of which, I can take her eyes and her mouth. I like this ad, but I've got this several times already, so I'll leave it for now. Like that. I wish her hair weren't in her face so much, though. The mouth would be good, though. I can cut those bracelets out. Or necklaces. I don't know which one they are. Have you guys ever looked at Pandora jewelry in the either online or in a store at the mall? This stuff is way more expensive than it seems like it should be. Um, I wish her hands weren't in her face. I could take an eye. Yeah, I could take an eye, or I could even take like half of her face, maybe. Maybe. Where are you guys keeping your stuff? Let me know in the comments because I'm considering getting a lot of. I just took that out, so I can leave that in there. Kind of, I do like her face, so I think I might take that. I'm considering trying the envelope system, which I've seen a lot of people use, where you have envelopes for your fussy cuts and all that kind of stuff. And at least envelopes would be relatively easy to come by and not that expensive. I probably have some big envelopes around the house I could use. But then the problem is I have things then in these I'll have things then in these cigar boxes. I'll have things in my folders. I'll have things in, the storage cabinet that I just got from IKEA like in August or September and put together, and of course it was immediately filled with all my stuff. I like her. So I don't know, man. We'll see. It's a lot of trial and error involved in this arty, collagey, glue booky stuff. I kind of like that. It'd be something that would look really striking in my book with the black pages. The word fearless there. Adulting. God. Kind of hate that word. Maybe. Again, something with a very bright background that would look good. That's great. It's kind of great as it is without doing anything to it. Maybe what's on the back. Okay, I don't need that. I don't know about the random feathers. I like that. Oh, what else is happening? Surviving the cold. Need to figure out what I'm going to eat today. I literally had some breakfast sausage and some leftover mashed potatoes for lunch, which actually was very good. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. I have not. I mean, I've made stuff, but I haven't really done a lot of cooking lately. I don't know. There's just a lot. There's just been so much to do and get through and handle and deal with and think about and orchestrate. And I do kind of like her with that hair. She's wearing crazy shoes. Can you see those shoes? Look at that. Ginormous platforms. I like this better than that. I like that better than that. Take both of those. No reason for that. That or that. Oh boy. So what have you guys done? What have you guys been doing this weekend? Sort of like that. Definitely like that. Like I said, I've been shopping. I went back to our craft thrift store yesterday. I decided last month that I'm just going to make it a monthly thing because I go and then roughly about a week later, I want to go again. So at least I can control myself a little bit by deciding to go once a month. I picked up a lot of fabric for making journal stuff. I got a bunch of buttons, and I'm having like a real obsession right now with pretty paper clips, and they always have a lot of those. So I got a lot of paper clips. I also found, ooh, that's nice. I found some brads. You know those little clippy things that you can put. You punch a hole and then put them in there to connect things, like connect pages, make a little booklet or whatever, with like a little crystal on them on the top. So I found those. Always find a lot of cool stuff there. We've only got two magazines left, guys. Okay, this is the Town and Country. Should also be a lot of good jewelry in here. And there we go, right there. That came in a lot of this book ad has been in a lot of magazines lately. Travel like an insider. I did something I did on Friday, which turned out to be more annoying than I thought it was going to be. I've told you guys I'm planning to take some trips next year, and I went ahead and got my plane tickets, but I decided to just stick with Delta so I can try to amass points or whatever so I can, then roll those over into other plane tickets. And I tell you what, I got on the Delta website on my phone. I kind of want to take this ad again, which is somewhat unreasonable, but I'm going to do it on Friday. And I had done everything. I had picked the outgoing flight, the inbound flight for the first trip. That is wild. I had chosen my seats, done all this stuff, and then it came time to pay. And I put all my information in. I put down an emergency contact. I decided I was gonna, do the trip insurance thing. And it would not let me pay. It wouldn't let me pay. And it kept giving me some message. I guess I could try to cut that out vaguely. I like her. It kept giving me a message that said I needed to have additional verification to book my trip and pay for the ticket. And it's one of those things where if you don't do it in a timely manner, the website will just kind of time out and then you have to start all over again. So they had given me a phone number to call. And I'm like, fine, I'll go ahead and call this number because I had tried like 3 times and it wasn't working. I've seen this before, but not recently, so I'll take that out again. There's another watch I can take along with this one. I called the number, and the number was actually to my bank for the debit card I was trying to use. And the people at the bank were like, I don't know, we don't see any problem. There's no problem with your card. There's no problem with your account. We're not seeing anything declined. I really like all of those. So whatever's going on, it's on their end. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to try again. But then I said, screw this website on my phone. I do like that. Whatever. I guess it's like a house. Yeah. I said, okay, it's not working on my phone. I'll go ahead and get my laptop out and do it on my laptop. Well, guess what? Didn't work on my laptop either. I tried 2 or 3 times there, and I had to make a phone call, it shouldn't be something that annoys me and ramps up my anxiety, but it is and it does. Um, I called Delta and I thought, if this does not work now, I don't know what I'm going to do because this is the ticket I want. This is the, level of experience I want to have on the plane on my first, like my first flight since 2019. I had picked all that stuff And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work for some crazy reason that has nothing to do with me or my bank or my card. Um, Luckily, and thank God the guy on the phone was just really nice and easygoing and all that good stuff. Um, got it done. The only thing I wasn't able to do is pay for the trip insurance, which I had to go to the website and do. And luckily, for some reason, um, because I had called and gotten that first flight taken care of over the phone, I was able to book the next flight for the other trip through the website without any trouble, because I was going to be just real annoyed if I was going to have to place a second phone call. Well, technically a third phone call because I had to call my bank, remember? Oh, it was very annoying, but I've gotten it done. Um, I just need to figure out basic stuff like how I'm getting from the airport to the hotel. And one trip, the airport is actually 70 miles from the hotel. Um, and I'm gonna have to check with the hotel just to make sure they don't have a shuttle. That's a pretty long way. So I guess I'll have to try to find some other kind of shuttle, or I don't know, maybe just eat the cost of a an Uber or whatever. We'll see. We shall see. So many jewels in here. That's good. I could cut out those. Lots of good jewelry in here that I could use to replace eyeballs and all kinds of cool stuff. Might cut out that bracelet. Actually, that kind of doesn't stand out enough for me to want to deal with that. I can cut her features out. What is this? Looking glass. I don't need that. Oh boy, what is that? Seed oil has become ingredient non grata among health influencers. Okay. I do like that illustration. That is so crazy that it would be a good background, I think, even though it's a smaller image. This is actually a really ornate room covered in all kinds of gold and gilding and stuff. Now is the time. I want to shut off the news and retreat. Yeah. To listen to. Now's the time to listen to Cookie Monster. Okay. I don't know who this lady is. Who is this lady? Still don't know. Oh, wow. Gotta say, I don't mind it. Yep, don't mind it. I'm taking that so I can cut some Sesame Street characters out. Probably even that. I wish there was a larger picture of Miss Piggy without writing on her hair, but I can deal with that. Don't need any of these people. Children of some sort. Conservation travel. Is conservation travel as boring as it sounds? Very large castle. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine actually living in a house that big. Living in a castle, rather. hmm The prospective donor. Don't need that. I kind of like that cascade of ginormous flowers. Yeah, I like it better than anything else on these pages. I actually sort of like that and sort of like that, but I don't know. I feel like something needs to go on her head. Maybe another head on over her head. Like sort of a paper dollish kind of. Add a giant head, maybe. Oh my god, what is on her? I have no idea. I guess that's a hat, some kind of weird hat. You know what? Whatever you guys want to do. Don't know what that is. Oh, well, that's my name. So I will I'll be cutting that out. No, I have no idea who this lady is. Philanthrop DC philanthropist and society queen. That is why I don't know who she is. Because I am not a fancy lady, and you have to be super famous and not just locally famous for me to know who you are, even if you have my name. All right, we're almost done with this one. This is going very smoothly, guys, and I think I pretty much have everything out of here that I want to have out of here. Of course, can cut out all these little jewels. Wonder what my horoscope says. Birthday month. Good time to find your feet, determine what's next. Indications in your favor, especially mid-month. Lack the certainty you're looking for until the new moon of the 20th is in your birth sign. Venus and Scorpio all month brings affection and attention your way. I highly doubt that, but it's nice to imagine sometimes, I suppose. I kind of like this. I feel like I could cut out those arches and use that for something. But actually, I kind of like her too. Oh, I'll probably see this ad again and not on a back or front cover. Wow, is that everything I wanted out of there? Pretty much. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else left in there. Okay, I totally missed this. Did I flip through that? I think I skipped that page accidentally. And this is one of those thick ad pages, but that's okay. I don't mind using those. Okay, Harper's Bazaar, Cynthia Erivo on the cover. This is our last one. And I do believe it's the last magazine I'm going to get for November. Let me tell you, by the way, she looks like Emma Stone, but I don't think that's her. I think that's just a model who looks like her. I kind of like this, but I don't feel like dealing with any of that right now. At least this is just regular pages. I like her. Maybe her. Of course, I also like her. There's a good watch. Oops. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say again, guys. This is middle-aged life at its finest. I think I'll go ahead and take that. No, I'm not. I think that needs to go on a super colorful background. I like that. And I might as well go ahead and rip out all this other stuff too. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take all of that. I like the watch. Here's this lady. I think do I really need to take this again? In this? Why not? Let's just do it. Do all of it. You can skip her again. Well, you know what? I can do her eyes and her mouth. I pulled this out already, but that's okay. I can take it again. There's a watch. And then a larger view of the face. Okay. That. So, I mean, for instance, where am I going to put all these pages and things? That's nice. And I've tried the thing where it's like you cut out stuff. I do like that, but I feel like I have it in another magazine somewhere. So I'll take the watch. It's a good ring. I'm taking Leontine Price, a black opera singer. Don't see a lot of pictures of her anywhere. I do believe she's in at least one of the books I got with a lot of pictures of black people in it, though. I guess I'll take that. Yeah, but this consistent dilemma here. I'll take her again. Definitely take all of that. Yeah. Do I like her? I like that she's got a gap in her teeth. I might as well. Why not? And I can also maybe do something with those bags if I want. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea where I'm going to put these pages. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I've tried the thing where it's like you rip up a magazine and you just immediately use the stuff, but usually there's just too much stuff for me to immediately use it all up and get it into a glue book or a collage. I do like that necklace, even though I won't be able to have all of it. I can cut out her features. It's just a basic watch, so I don't feel like I need that one. Yeah, I'll leave that. Bunch of watches there, but I like this a lot more. Seems like a whole article I might want to actually read. So I'll just take all of that out and try to remember. I'll just sit it off to the side and I can take this painting later. This does not quite look like a real lady. This looks like an AI lady, or at least a lady who was enhanced by AI. Gonna leave that. Don't feel like I really need any of this, at least not right now. That's wild. I guess I'll take her. I like her face. Too bad these words basically why couldn't they have put that down there instead of putting it up like that? Same thing with this. I guess I can put something weird there to cover up the words. But that's just a nice image. Here we go again. Stop covering the faces. Stop covering the faces, guys. We like the faces. I like that one. I think this is another case where I might cover her face with something else. Well, goodness. She's very Grace Jonesy right there. So I don't know if I want this or this. Not sure. Not sure. Kind of don't mind how 60-ish that is. That would look good on a brightly colored background. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. No idea what's happening there. Maybe that. Even though the points on that dress are crazy, I might as well cut that out. Let me see. I like that quote there. We have the habit of limiting ourselves based on the bodies we come to earth in and other people's perceptions. And when you can let go of those things, it's very freeing. Yeah, I can get that and still get most of this gold, whatever she's wearing. What is she wearing? Corset, body, and mask. Maison Margiela Artisanal Collection 2025. There's some Dolce Gabbana in there, some Christian Louboutin boots, which you don't even see. Okay. I sort of like the eyes and the mouth. And nope. Don't think I need that. Or that. Maybe that because her eyes are open so wide. Well, that's a jewel. Let's see. Chopard. I am not somebody who, even if I had billions of dollars, I don't think I'd feel comfortable walking around in ginormous. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. What is this? Oh, it's a brooch. God, it's ginormous. Look at how big that it takes up a whole page. I mean, it's possible that it's tiny, but that looks pretty freaking big. I'll take that. Or yeah, I think I can get that big jewel. Yeah. And at least some of this, but that is more important, I think. A bigger deal. Take all of that. I can take this. I just wouldn't feel comfortable walking around in stuff that costs this much money. I really like, I guess, I don't know, man. I really like this, but there's also that. I like Leaps and Bounds, and of course, all her dancing pictures. This is Misty Copeland, Black Ballerina. So I can get both of those. That is a fine, but I don't like that much. Those would work for stuff. I kind of wish this was a smaller picture or had more contrast in it so it would be easier to cut out. But beggars cannot be choosers. There. And I think that's it, just about. Yes. And I guess I'll take this so I can use it for, it's a double fold cover ad, so that's nice and thick. You can use that for envelopes or something. And is this, let's see, Alvin Ailey Dance Company. Is this the, okay, Donna Smallwood, that's the name of the dancer, with Alvin Ailey, a black dance company that's been around for a long time. I'll take that. Boom. And that's it. So we had Harper's Bazaar, Town and Country, Vogue, Elle, and GQ. And like I said, I think these are going to be all my magazines for November. One thing I decided between the last magazine harvest I did and this one is that even though I regularly get invitations to sign up for free magazine subscriptions, here comes Shakes, I'm not going to do it anymore because, like I said, I'm trying to clear stuff out. Oh boy, let's move along, buddy. I'm trying to figure out how to clear stuff out and not end up having my house just be all paper. Another thing I did on Friday, or was it yesterday? No, it was Saturday. Today is Sunday. I went ahead and called so I can have my carpets professionally cleaned because that's something that has not been done since the carpet was installed in 2016, I think it was. Yeah, that sounds right. And of course, I'm going to have to get some of the stuff off the floor, which means I'm going to have to put my books in many, many magazines somewhere. So they're probably going to go on my bed. Let's be honest. Yeah, they're probably going to go on my bed. And I need to really not amass too many more things. It would be nice if I could get rid of some things between now and next Friday, not the one coming up, but basically in 2 weeks from now. So we'll see. We'll see if I can manage that and bring some sense of organization in. And yeah. Okay. So let me know how you guys store all your stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can go out. These magazines should all still be on the newsstand newsstand. Do people still go to newsstands? I guess if you live in New York, that seems like it's still a newsstand city, but we don't have those anywhere else, I don't think. A bookstore. You should still be able to find these at the bookstore. Again, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. We're able to take a little time to do your own harvesting or gluing or whatever as I went through these magazines. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great start to the second week of November. Be sure to do all the liking and subscribing, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And I will see you guys later this week. Okay? Have a good one, everybody. Bye.